The AP that I'm rocking, this is green stones, green emeralds. It's just me having fun. That's all it is.
I am fuming. That's a fake watch. That's not a real watch.
How can you tell?
That watch was only produced twice, one in 37mm, one in 41mm. And I know both owners, and they're not Rick Ross.
Ross, a quick Google search says that your net worth is $150 million. Is that accurate?
They said it done. Glory though, morning glory. What it is, Monday morning? Yeah. What we doing today? How we turning up? What new money we talking?
Ross has just always been one of my favorite rappers ever.
I've never seen someone ice rosé, but...
You've never seen someone ice rosé? Well, talk to every jeweler in Miami that has fake diamonds.
Really, they do that?
Somebody got that joke.
Rick Ross flew commercial this week.
Oh, man. Poor guy.
We ain't hired like Rick Ross in the airport neither. It's all good. Heading back to New York. Let's go next.
It didn't seem to me like he was hiding because he was taking a commercial flight. Rick Ross looked so depressed to be flying with y'all junkies.
Uncle Murder, you ain't never killed nothing. But what I want to do is give you and all your kids a free cleaning, free teeth cleaning. I know what 50 going through right now. He may not be in the mood for this, you know, Daphne Joy.
That put a wet towel over his head.
For the ones want to know where my jet at, I obviously didn't get the memo. It's being updated with Starlink. And I chose to fly commercial to Colombia to go party with Trick Daddy. When Ricky Rose take flights to 6 digits. I'm going to get some more.
Well, I guess. Real talk. I'm just
So who impresses DMX right now? Anybody?
I'm surprised you don't like Ross lyrically, man. Ross be
He's
spitting.
all right, man. He just talk about eating and you know, how much can it eat? How much weed can you smoke? I'm like, all right. You got a Maybach, you got your Aston Martin. Okay. Good for you.
Looks like Rick Ross is going broke. Okay, and he's now in damage control trying to clean things up, but it's too late. We've already seen how the boss is really getting down.
As each week passes, Rick Ross seems to be facing another wave of public attention, and more people are starting to notice. The rapper built his brand around being the biggest boss, showing off luxury, success, and non-stop wealth. But lately, the headlines have been telling a very different story. First, there was the viral fallout after he dissed Drake, followed by a public confrontation that had social media going wild. People couldn't stop talking about it, and the debate spread across every platform. Then fans spotted major discounts on his concert tickets, with some dropping as much as 50%.
How'd you get there?
It's called hustling nonstop. I have 25 ventures and partnerships. Just got back from Dubai. I'm going to Canada Friday. Tonight we in the club out here in the strip club. We performing. Itself will cover all my expenses for the year. It's just that consistent nonstop balance.
That quickly sparked fresh conversations, with many wondering what those price cuts might actually mean for his current popularity. Most recently, cameras caught Ross flying on a commercial plane with his hood pulled over his head. That surprised a lot of people because he's talked for years about owning a private jet. Before long, social media was filled with the same question. Is Rick Ross really running out of money? Still, that remains speculation.
You're only flying private, huh?
I told myself I would not charter a jet until I was ready to buy it. But I told myself, and I waited those 20 plus years.
Right.
And when it was time for me, it was an investment.
Ross says there's a simple reason for the commercial flight. According to him, his private jet is getting a major upgrade, including a reported $500,000 Wi-Fi system, and that's why he was traveling with everyone else. There's absolutely nothing wrong with flying commercial. Millions of people do it every day without thinking twice.
Also on the internet, Rick Ross is currently going viral because he was caught hiding while waiting for a commercial flight. And this is so wild framing because you could never catch me hiding while waiting for a commercial flight. You just saw me at the airport.
The reason this became such a huge topic is because Rick Ross has spent years showing an image of endless wealth and luxury online. When someone builds that kind of reputation, even a small surprise can turn into a massive conversation overnight.
Damn, white boy. Kendrick done bust you in the head before y'all even finish the publishing splits.
Before getting deeper into the questions about his private jet and whether his explanation lines up with what people have been saying, There's another chapter of Rick Ross's story that deserves a closer look.
Is it common knowledge that you mow your own lawn?
I think everybody in Fayetteville, they kind of know when the weather's right and they see that big tractor out there.
You
got
mowing
the tractor?
You're mowing your lawn.
Like a John Deere or something like that?
One time for John Deere.
Look at it. What kind of rich cut his own grass? Why you out there cutting your own grass?
Got the one with the radio, the AC in it. I tinted the windows.
How many acres you mowing?
Man, I'm not even sure now. I believe close to 400. When I go out and mow the lawn, I had a homies with me too.
You trying to save money, nigga? You don't want to pay for the lawn to get cut, huh? The AC broken in the...
So we got a bunch of other smaller tractors. So when they see the big one out, they know that's the boss.
Dude, that's the friendship I aspire to have.
No, that's a
Call your
friendship.
homies on the weekend, like, yo, what y'all?
Yeah, let's cut the grass. No, that's some of the coolest.
Long before his career took off with his breakthrough deal involving Jay-Z, William Roberts II, better known as Rick Ross, was a talented football player at Albany State University, where he attended on an athletic scholarship. Having a sports background before becoming a rapper isn't unusual. Plenty of artists have followed a similar path. What made Rick Ross's story different was what happened afterward. For years, people have debated events from the mid-1990s, and some critics have argued that parts of the story have sounded different depending on when they were told. One of the loudest people keeping those questions in the spotlight was longtime rival 50 Cent.
Ask you a question. Did you know Rick while he was working in law enforcement?
He was a correction officer.
So we're clear he was a correctional officer?
Yes, he was.
He repeatedly pointed to older reports and even referenced comments from one of Ross's former girlfriends. He didn't start the conversation, but he definitely helped keep it going for years. For a long time, Rick Ross pushed back against many of those claims. However, records that became widely reported in 2008 stated that he had previously worked as a corrections officer at a Florida prison. The news caught many fans by surprise and quickly became one of the biggest talking points of his career.
Recently accused you of working as a prison guard at one point, Rick. Is there any truth to that?
No, that's not true. But that's disappointing to hear that he said that. He said that?
Everything reached another level after one photo spread across the internet. The image showed a 19-year-old William Roberts wearing a corrections officer uniform and smiling for the camera. It quickly became one of the most discussed photos connected to his career. Today, Rick Ross has acknowledged that he once held that job. Ross has described it as only a brief period, saying he was often late and worked there for about 4 months. However, publicly reported employment records have been cited as showing something different. According to those records, William Roberts worked as a corrections officer in Miami-Dade County for about 18 months instead of 4, and the same records reportedly indicate that he maintained a strong attendance record during that time. According to those same publicly reported records, William Roberts was hired in December 1995 and resigned in 1997, earning an annual salary of about $26,000 before leaving the job. The gap between those records and Ross's own description of that period has kept people talking for years. Even Drake has repeatedly brought up Rick Ross's former occupation during their public exchanges, making sure fans remember that part of his past. For many rappers, a revelation like that could have seriously hurt their career, especially if their public image was built around being a larger-than-life street boss.
By the way, too, you worked, I don't know if you want to talk about it all, because were you a correctional officer at one point?
I was, yeah.
So going all the way back, when was that? How long ago?
Maybe when I was 20.
20 years old?
Yeah. You know, I didn't really get to make it to the prison, because you got to go through training and all that, and I didn't last long. I may have last 4 months.
Right.
Before they said,
yeah,
I was a little tardy. Slab, I'm handling some motherfucking business, homie. I hope you calling about money? What you calling about then if it ain't about no money? You know I only like to talk about money, but since I love you, what else you talking about other than money?
But Rick Ross took a very different route. After leaving that job behind, everything changed in 2006 when, as he famously said, in about an hour on some good kush, he came up with his breakout hit, Hustlin'. Not long after that, he signed a major deal with Jay-Z at 29 years old, and his career took off fast. His debut album reached #1, an incredible achievement for a new artist. At the same time, his larger-than-life image became his signature. The beard, the sunglasses, the luxury cars, the massive Miami mansion, and the lifestyle he showcased all helped create the unforgettable big boss persona that fans came to recognize. As Rose became one of the biggest names in rap, many fans embraced the character without asking one important question: Where did Rick Ross's story really begin?
Seen anybody?
Everybody.
If I had to compare the two, I'd say Rick Ross was more like Biggie, Jeezy was more like Pac.
Rick Ross looks more like Biggie.
Rick Ross got lyrics though.
Well, I guess. Real talk. I'm just
So who impresses DMX right now? Anybody?
I'm surprised you don't like Ross lyrically, man. Ross be
He's
spitting.
alright, man. He just talk about eating and you know, how much can it eat? How much weed can you smoke? Huh? Like, alright, you got a Maybach, you got the Aston Martin, okay.
That question has followed him for years and continues to come up whenever people revisit his early career. It also turns out that Rick Ross's stage name has been at the center of controversy. This is Freeway Ricky Ross, the well-known former drug trafficker whose story became widely known years before the rapper rose to fame. According to Freeway Ricky Ross, the Miami rapper used his name and drew inspiration from parts of his public image without permission, while building his own brand. Rick Ross has disputed aspects of those claims, but the disagreement has remained a topic of discussion for years. The disagreement became so serious that Freeway Ricky Ross filed a copyright lawsuit against the rapper in 2010.
I got a lot of respect for a lot of rappers, but I got one guy. He's my favorite person to rap on any song. His name is Rick Ross.
I gotta take this to the streets. One question for the coach.
What up?
Are we gonna get a Drake Rick Ross album?
We had that conversation.
Okay.
And it's most definitely under serious consideration.
Yes.
We back, you dig?
Hold on, how long has this been in the works, man?
I'm gonna be honest, this just was a quick vibe, maybe 2.5 months, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 2.5 months. Now, do you guys care about album sales anymore?
Of
At
course,
this point?
as a businessman, you do. That's like niggas selling.
Even with the headlines, criticism, and constant debates surrounding his career, Rick Ross kept climbing higher because many fans felt the music spoke for itself. Of course, not everyone shared that opinion. One of the most outspoken critics was DMX, who publicly made it clear that he wasn't a supporter of Rick Ross. His comments added even more attention to an already heated conversation, but they didn't slow Ross's rise through the rap world. The success kept rolling in. Rick Ross launched Maybach Music Group, built an impressive roster of artists, and continued releasing hit albums. His second, third, fifth
favorite songs with Drake?
Stay Scheming, I'm gonna say Stay Scheming.
Legendary song. Yeah, you have to put that there.
Drake came out. He came out to us. He came out in the streets. He came to us when we put that record together. It was one of those vibes.
I'm just asking you, Rose, what is your true relationship with Drake?
Nah, the love is genuine, and it's been like that for close to a decade now since he came in the game. You know what I'm saying? When Drake was just getting on the team, being in Miami, needed a record, I moved for him.
And 6 studio albums, all debuted at #1 on the Billboard charts, while his 4th album narrowly missed the top spot by reaching #2 behind an Eminem release. It was a remarkable run that was hard for anyone to ignore. That streak of success makes one question even more interesting. When did the momentum begin to shift? Did fans simply move on to something new, or were other factors playing a role behind the scenes? As with many of hip-hop's biggest stories, the conversation eventually circles back to Drake. On 5 a.m. in Toronto, Drake rapped, "The part I love most is they need me more than they hate me." And those lyrics later seemed especially relevant to many fans watching everything unfold.
Drake, if you listening to this, homie, listen to me. My nigga, shine. I don't wanna see you lose. No real nigga wanna see you lose. That ain't what nigga about. This culture, this game, this rap shit, this ain't what it's about. I don't wanna see you lose. When I was the #1 nigga in the rap game, I showed niggas love.
What's interesting is that before Drake started making jokes about Rick Ross online and turning him into the subject of countless social media posts, he had actually been one of the biggest supporters of Ross's career. Drake once called Rick Ross one of his favorite rappers, but today that mutual respect appears to have faded, at least publicly. After more than 15 years of collaborations, hit records, and memorable guest appearances, Drake and Rosé went from being one of hip-hop's most reliable duos to finding themselves on opposite sides of a very public feud. Their styles clicked from the very beginning, leading to unforgettable tracks like Aston Martin Music, along with several standout collaborations and major hits with DJ Khaled. Interestingly, DJ Khaled's own split with Drake has also become a major topic of discussion, adding even more attention to that circle of artists. Rick Ross has built an impressive catalog of successful songs, but only one has crossed the incredible milestone of 1 billion Spotify streams. That track was the 2019 hit Money in the Grave with Drake.
I said, would you Drake? Being a hoe is when they
I would. I let them knock the
Mario coins out of me. Oh, I would. And it's good. Gas fee costs room.
Their collaborations have consistently ranked among Ross's biggest streaming records, showing just how much fans enjoyed hearing the two artists together. The chemistry was so strong that rumors of a full collaborative album, reportedly called YOO, kept resurfacing year after year.
To me.
So love.
Montana done came to me and we done had conversations. Nigga, listen, we ain't on no I'm not on no disrespectful. Montana real. Ricky Rose, you know me. You know I love to be disrespectful. That's what I am. But my nigga, listen, it's deeper than rap. It's deeper than rap, homie. This is the first time I said this. My take with you the long.
Since Drake has released several joint projects throughout his career, an album with Rick Ross seemed like an obvious next step. But as things stand today, that project appears to have ended before it ever became reality. Instead, Ross joined forces with Meek Mill for a collaborative album in 2023. He described the project as something that came together quickly and naturally. However, some listeners felt that fast approach was noticeable in the final product, especially because expectations were extremely high. Years earlier, many people would have expected a Rick Ross and Meek Mill album to dominate the charts, but this release had a very different outcome. Despite Rick Ross previously speaking about the importance of strong album sales, the project became one of the lowest performing releases of his career from a commercial standpoint. Some fans even joked, too good to be true. It instead goes certified paper plate after the album debuted with lower than expected numbers and peaked at number 23 on the charts. While those comments reflected reactions from some fans online, they quickly spread across social media.
Oh, it's such a beautiful day. Me waking up from a nap, I just realized BBL Drizzy called his mommy on me. He shared their text messages between each other. Cupcake Drake, tell your mama you stayed out past your curfew, white boy.
On paper, that looked like the perfect opportunity for Ross to reconnect with Drake, who had remained one of the world's most streamed rappers for years. Instead, everything took an unexpected turn in 2024. Early that year, Rick Ross appeared on a live stream with fellow Miami creator Adine Ross, where he once again spoke positively about Drake and publicly showed him support. At that moment, few people expected how dramatically things were about to change. But less than 3 months later, everything changed. One of hip-hop's strongest partnerships suddenly fell apart, turning years of hit collaborations into one of the genre's biggest public rivalries. In March 2024, Future and Metro Boomin released We Don't Trust You, the album that helped spark one of the biggest rap feuds in recent memory.
I want to do Aston Martin music minus Drake vocals. So no Drake vocals.
What made you decide to tell the DJ not to play Drake's vocals on Aston Martin music?
Let's enjoy it without him. If they want it, let them sing it, and that's cool too. But yeah, my DJ minus that. Let's go.
Fans will remember that Kendrick Lamar appeared on the project with a verse widely understood to be aimed at Drake, setting off a chain reaction that spread across the entire hip-hop world. But that wasn't the only moment people were talking about. Just 7 tracks later, Rick Ross appeared on song number 13, Everyday Hustle. Considering how close Ross and Drake had been for so many years, his appearance on the album immediately caught fans' attention. At first, some people wondered if it was simply a business decision, but as more events unfolded, the signs became harder to ignore. After sharing a post supporting Kendrick's diss track, Rick Ross also unfollowed Drake on Instagram, leading many fans to believe their longtime friendship had taken a serious turn. What first seemed like a small crack in their relationship suddenly became impossible for fans to overlook. The online conversation exploded as people started connecting the dots and wondering what would happen next.
And that old ass jet you got, they gave it to you free. That's a 1978. Be safe on that, Drizzy. Be safe on that plane. That old, God, it's great. Y'all need to pray for Drake and tell him, park that old ass plane. It's a 1978 cargo jet. People gave it to him free for promo. And I ain't hating, but be safe. If something was to happen to you and I couldn't tell you this, be safe. And anybody getting on it, be safe, man. Wear your seatbelts and make sure the oxygen thing's in there, because that shit was just for luck.
The following month, Drake responded with push-ups, taking shots at several artists in a single record. and Rick Ross was one of the first names mentioned. Drake joked about Ross's age while also pointing out that several of Rick Ross's biggest Billboard Top 10 hits, including I'm on One, Money in the Grave, and Lemon Pepper Freestyle, featured Drake himself. One lyric also referenced Ross's former relationship with Tia Kemp, who dated Rick Ross from 2003 to 2007 and is the mother of one of his sons. Around the same time, comments Tia Kemp made during a podcast spread across social media, bringing even more attention to the situation and giving fans another reason to keep discussing the growing feud. As reactions continued pouring in online, what had started as subtle tension quickly turned into a very public rivalry.
Thank you everybody for all the prayers, but I'm gonna tell you, we on the jet and I'm seeing the fighter jet. I see his nose, it's like Tom Cruise from Top Gun. I seen his nose, I'm seeing him in the cockpit. And I'm like, damn. I see his cheeks and nose going back from the G-force. I'm like, damn. And then, hey man, it happened. You know what I'm saying? I can't say what happened, but it happened. Come on, white boy. But we safe, everybody.
Every new post, every lyric, and every interview seemed to give fans something else to analyze, making the story even bigger with each passing day. Beyond the jokes, Drake's line on push-ups wasn't the only thing attracting attention. Around the same time, Tia Kemp commented on one of Drake's photos, and Drake later called her his GOAT. Fans also noticed another possible connection involving Rick Ross's former partner, Christina Mackey. The timing immediately sparked more conversation, although people interpreted it in different ways. Shortly after Ross unfollowed Drake on Instagram, Christina shared photos showing VIP tickets to Drake's tour, along with front row seats at one of his sold-out concerts. Those posts spread quickly across social media, and many fans immediately started connecting the dots. Whether it was simply a coincidence or something more, nobody could say for certain, but the internet was filled with theories, and the tension between Drake and Rick Ross only seemed to grow with every new headline.
What's up? You gonna press us out in our f***ing city, nigga? What's up? Back up, nigga. Come on, what's up? Why do you want me right now? Come on, nigga.
Rick Ross didn't take long to answer back. Soon after Drake released Push-Ups, Ross went into the studio and dropped his own diss track, Champagne Moments, along with a music video directed at his former collaborator.
They ain't throwing no blows. Man, Will, they swung on your fat. You ain't done. You stood your fat ass back, man. Your scary ass. Your big fat scary ass stood back. Looking good down from this angle.
The release instantly became another major talking point in the ongoing back and forth between the two artists. During the song, Ross repeated the familiar criticism about Drake using ghostwriters and even sampled one of Drake's speeches during the outro. He also made additional comments about Drake's appearance before explaining why he chose to unfollow him. Ross said, "I unfollowed you because you sent a mother cease and desist to French Montana." That line quickly became one of the most talked about moments from the track and added another chapter to the highly public feud.
So he raps, "You get punched in the face on some TLC shit," and TLC has 3 different meanings here, so pay attention. TLC, like the wrestling event where guys are obviously getting punched and they're fighting, you gonna need a chili ice pack for your left eye. So TLC this time is referring to the iconic R&B group, 2 members from this group whose names are Chili and Left Eye. And what's also crazy, the 3rd meaning of TLC, tender, love, and care. And the backstory behind all of this, Drake is rapping about an event that took place when Rick Ross got pressed after playing Not Like Us, and he just so happened to get punched on the left side of his face.
He shouldn't have been there. That's it. The security tell me he shouldn't have been there. Yeah. Nothing about what was on that video say Rick Ross should have been here doing this.
You sent the police and hated on my dog project, Ross said, before adding, that wasn't the same white boy that I had seen when we were making them early records. Those comments immediately grabbed attention and added even more heat to the public feud.
The history with you and 50, is it better now? You guys now friends? Like, do you guys talk now, or is it still no relationship?
Nah, homie Wash, we've never been cool.
From day one?
No.
This is a big business you guys are a part of. You guys are two of the heavyweights in the business.
I mean, what is there to talk about?
A lot of things to talk about. History, the beef.
What kind of history? That he couldn't dress. That's all I used to tell him. Yo, you can't dress. You're not really getting no money. You don't own your masters. Eminem saved you. Dr. Dre saved you. All the big names. Rose did it himself. I came in through slip and slide. I had to build this myself. And I'm not speaking down on him because he live in a 2-bedroom apartment, but
he lives in a 2-bedroom apartment?
2-bedroom. Catch the alley hoop now. Got him win by Yama, this bitch.
2-bedroom apartment.
Yes, he does. And if he does, what does that say about him? Come on now. Just the alley hoop? Come on now. What does it say about him?
You're saying 50 lives in a 2-bedroom. He just did a big documentary on Diddy that blew up. It was a #1 documentary for like weeks.
The reported cease and desist situation has never been fully clarified, which left many fans confused. That uncertainty became even more noticeable because French Montana has continued to appear friendly with Drake publicly, leading people to wonder what had really happened behind the scenes. Ross later described the disagreement as, quote, deeper than rap, while the exchanges on social media kept getting more intense. On Instagram, Ross posted, at Champagne to Poppy, whose nose? He really had his whole body altered, nose remixed, abs edited. The post quickly spread online as fans debated the remarks and waited to see if Drake would respond. Drake eventually answered with a message that read, "Obs, the internet is saying that you got a nose job, but you look the same to me in the kitchen today," followed by, "It's coming from Rick Ross, the guy I did songs with." His response immediately became another viral topic, with fans closely following every new exchange between the two artists. The back and forth soon became even more personal. Drake shared another series of posts writing, "He's gone loopy. He hasn't eaten in days and it's turning him angry and racist. He is performing at proms for money. It's bad. Don't worry, we'll handle it." He then added, "At Rich Forever, you're one nosy goof." Another jab soon followed, this time aimed at Rick Ross's lifestyle. Drake wrote, "Rick, you sandwiched in, which is on brand, cause the vacant land is not yours. This shit the Miami starter pack. You living in a content creator crib." The comments appeared to mock Ross's lavish waterfront mansion, a property that has been reported to have been purchased for around $35 million. Even with all the online shots being traded back and forth, the rivalry only became more unusual. Ross claimed Drake's career was finished, yet some fans believed they could hear Drake's music playing in the background of one of Ross's own videos. That observation quickly spread online and sparked another round of discussion, although people disagreed on what it actually meant. Around that same time, Ross shared a post telling Drake to stay safe while flying on Air Drake. Looking back, many fans later called that message ironic, because only a few days afterward, another major headline grabbed everyone's attention. Reports surfaced that Rick Ross's private jet had made an emergency landing in Dallas. Thankfully, everyone on board was reported to be safe, but photos from the incident spread rapidly across social media. Fans also noticed that Drake appeared to like one of the posts about the landing, adding another twist to the ongoing feud. Ross responded with humor, joking online, "Drake's fighter jet shot us down," while also taking another swipe at Drake's appearance. The comment quickly made the rounds online, but instead of cooling things off, it only kept the rivalry in the spotlight. Then, in July 2024, Rick Ross performed at the Ignite Music Festival in Vancouver, Canada. To close out his set, his DJ played Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us in Drake's hometown. That decision immediately sparked a strong reaction from part of the crowd, turning another performance into a major headline in the ongoing feud. "Home, get him home. Somebody get him to the car, bro." Those words quickly became part of one of the most viral clips from the Canada confrontation. The video spread across social media, collecting millions of views after footage appeared to show one of Rick Ross's associates unconscious before security stepped in and restored order. The incident instantly became another major talking point in the ongoing feud. Fans also noticed what they believed was a reaction from Drake to the viral moment, while 50 Cent added even more attention by posting, "My guess is you won't be going back to Canada," alongside a video of Tia Kemp laughing. The online conversation only grew louder as more people shared clips, reactions, and opinions across social media. Just 4 days later, Drake released his first solo single after the feud, "What Did I Miss?" Hidden within the lyrics was another line that many listeners believe was directed at Rick Ross, adding fresh fuel to the already intense rivalry and giving fans even more to analyze. As the hosts of the NFR podcast pointed out, the biggest impact wasn't necessarily the diss tracks themselves. They argued that Ross's carefully crafted boss image had started taking public hits. After nearly 2 decades of building a larger-than-life persona, social media became flooded with jokes, memes, and nonstop comparisons that many fans felt were becoming difficult to ignore. The story didn't end there. As 2026 unfolded, Ross skipped Drake's verse during one of his own performances, while fans eagerly waited to hear whether Drake would respond on his new album. That response appeared to arrive in May 2026 on Iceman, where many listeners believed Drake took more lyrical shots at several former allies, including Rick Ross. Fans were quick to point out that many of Rick Ross's biggest streaming hits featured Drake, making the online debates even louder. Every new discussion seemed to bring up the same point, with people arguing over how much those collaborations helped shape Ross's biggest records. At the same time, Rick Ross was promoting his Port of Miami 20th anniversary tour, but photos showing large sections of unsold seats quickly spread across social media. Ticket promotions, including buy one, get one 50% off offers, added even more attention, especially after Drake appeared to react online once again. That only gave fans another reason to keep talking. Then another viral moment caught everyone by surprise. Rick Ross was photographed boarding a commercial flight, which stood out because he had spent years showing his private jet as part of his luxury lifestyle. Public flight records indicated that the aircraft had reportedly been inactive for several weeks, leading to a wave of speculation online. However, many of the claims circulating on social media were never officially confirmed. Just days later, Drake released a music video filmed next to his own private jet, and many viewers believed the timing was anything but random. Whether it was simply a coincidence or a deliberate move is impossible to know, but the video kept the conversation alive and placed even more attention on Rick Ross's public image. Ross later explained that his jet was undergoing upgrades, including the installation of a high-end Wi-Fi system. By that point, though, many people had already formed their own opinions. Around the same time, his long-awaited solo album Set in Stone was delayed, raising even more questions from fans. Ross responded by posting, "Iceman melted, stone lasts an eternity." Still, plenty of people argued that delaying the album may have been a smart business decision, while Drake's latest project continued performing strongly. Even with all the speculation, saying Rick Ross is broke would be a major leap. Beyond music, he has spent years building multiple businesses through Wingstop franchises, real estate investments, and other ventures that have reportedly generated substantial wealth. His finances remain the subject of online debate, but there is no public evidence confirming that he has run out of money. Financially, Rick Ross still appears to be in a position that most artists could only dream of. The bigger question may not be about money at all. Instead, it could be about public perception. When the larger-than-life image that helped build your career starts facing constant scrutiny, rebuilding that reputation can be much tougher than rebuilding your finances. Whether these recent headlines are just a temporary setback or the start of a lasting shift is something only time will answer. Now it's your turn. Do you think Rick Ross is simply going through a difficult chapter, or has his famous biggest boss image taken a serious hit? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear what you think. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to Famazar, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next deep dive into the biggest stories in entertainment. Don't forget to share this video with a friend. And thanks so much for watching. We'll catch you in the next one.